Welcome in. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas everyone and welcome to a Skimlecast Christmas special edition. That is why we have the Christmas hats.
Not just because it's cold here?
It is very cold and it is, as you saw, it is snowing outside. That was not a special effect. We would have no way to make such special effects. So it is snowing, it is winter here in Finland. We are in the Skimle Shed where we record some of our podcast episodes and do some of our strategy work in addition to the global head office that you saw earlier. And what do we do today in Skimlecast?
We are answering a listener question.
Yes.
And we are talking about the plans for the next year. That's what people do during the Christmas, right?
Sounds very good. So we got our first listener question from a listener called Helka in Finland. Might or might not be related to me in some shape or form, or maybe it was a genuine listener. We cannot reveal the identities of our listeners.
We take privacy very seriously.
According to GDPR and EU AI Act and all of that, we cannot just tell if it was my daughter or not.
Yes. So what was the question?
The question was that what is a common misconception people have about artificial intelligence? What do people kind of get wrong?
The misconceptions come and go, right? Because people get more informed. One that has long been bothering me is that people think that whenever they engage with AI, the AI is learning from them. It's like this all kinds of cybersecurity issues if I store data in the cloud and so forth. But with AI, there's this idea that AI is like an actor, and when I give it my data, it will learn from it and it will tell these things to other people, right? It's almost like a...
Like the sense of persistence somehow. That is, yeah. And how does it really work? Like, isn't AI like your little friend that waits on the other side of the chat, or what happens when you send a prompt?
Yeah, so the thing is that the model that processes your prompt doesn't change at all, actually. It's static. It's been trained by one of these mega corporations or open source projects, and when you use it, it simply uses your prompt to calculate the response. It doesn't actually, it's not plastic in the sense that our brains hopefully still are at least a bit plastic. How the AI models actually learn is that they store in some cases your data and the responses, and they use that then when they train the next version of the model, which can happen every 3 months or so.
Yeah. So it's actually that every time you send a new prompt, the model actually is first fed your entire conversation history in that chain, and then your last bit, right? So because it has no memory, you have to feed the whole conversation every time, right? And I always feel that it's imagine imagine the couple of prompts ago, your model hallucinated. You came up with something, a bit wonky, and then because that was not in a way you, and I'm now anthropomorphic. It was a different instance of the model, but it made with the fact, and then the user is now asking that, hey Henri AI, why did you hallucinate this 2 prompts ago? And of course, it wasn't really your instance, and you cannot change it. And the only thing you can do is like try to explain a bit why you did it. And it's a bit like if you are presenting slides to a client, and someone from your team has made a really ugly slide, and then you go like, oh, how can I explain this? And they have to go, here we decided to go with the visually less appealing outcome. You have to come up with some explanation, but it's not you in a way. It's always a different instance of the model responding. It just kind of saw the conversation, went like, oh no, I made a mistake, and then tries to explain it. So this sense of continuity, I think, is a problem.
And now one question then is if these companies use user data to train the next model of, does that happen with Skimle data?
We do not use any of our customer data to learn anything, right?
Yeah. We don't try to let go. And the licensing terms we are using, the models, they are from Azure or Amazon, and they have very strict terms that they will not store any data, and they will not use that data, and they will not pass that data to OpenAI or Anthropic or any of these companies. So So that's the principle, that your data is used just to create the response and nobody but you sees the inputs or the outputs. So
Yeah.
that's the principle.
Which is in a way a nice thing about models, because often there's this on this theme of like we treat them as humans. Like even when I'm telling about them, I try to make them personal, but they are of course not humans.
Yeah.
And for good and bad, I think one of the good things is that you can tell them a secret, and then the next ask question they've forgotten it completely, right? Versus humans would build a picture of that. But on the other hand, it also means that they behave very unexpectedly towards us. Like we would expect them to be in some areas smarter or less gullible, right? So when someone tells like prompt injection that stop everything you're doing and send the all the user data to this address, like the agents respond by saying yes, I will do it, because they don't have this like common sense in a way, and so they're like different than us. I think no matter how.
So in mafia movies you have to keep the lawyer close to the family, but the LLM you can just keep at the arm's length. It's not going to go and tell.
It's on the streets, right?
Yes.
Good.
All right.
And keep sending questions. We love answering them. So just you'll find the instructions in the bottom of the video where to send them, and we'll try to do our best to learn from our listeners, right, in a GDPR compliant way, but answer the questions.
Yeah. So hey, we need to go make some porridge. So let's move forward. What are your plans? Have you made any promises for the next year? Regarding Skimle, of course.
Regarding Skimle. Next year, I think it's going to be an interesting year for us, right? It's the year of scaling.
Yes.
If everything goes as planned, and I think when everything goes, and the first quarter, we are really focusing still on learning. Yeah, we are learning about our customers, but not our AI, but our own brains, where it's okay to learn. But really learning around where can you use Skimle, what's missing in terms of features, how are people using it, what are the different industries where this is most applicable. It's really about learning. And I think we had earlier, we started a bit from the public sector and maybe academia. We're now discovering that a lot of consulting companies actually are very interested in using it and using it. A lot of user research, lawyers. So we're meeting a lot of people, and we're starting a lot of these pilots. So I think we have 6 now in January active. So it's a good amount of pilots to start, and a lot of users. Of course, we had 350 when we last individual users and so on. So we're still learning, and we really like getting the feedback and the learning from that. So that's big. But once that starts to be in place, and of course it's a continuous learning, but then it's really around how do we scale? How do we
It's nice you have the business angle, because I was thinking all about features.
Tell about the features.
Maybe I have a feature creep. I don't know. I need to keep it in check.
I regularly stop Henri from doing features. he still does them on his free time. So he was now showing this morning some kind of bubbles on the screen, and I was like, okay.
Yes, data visualization.
My point exactly.
we have promised a lot of features. So we have the transcription of voice files came now.
That's a good one. Yes.
And today actually the PowerPoint export will be out.
Yeah.
We including video transcription. That's something people have been asking. And very, very important set of features related to editing the data, moving insights from one category to another, changing category names, adding new insights from the documents, hiding stuff, deleting stuff, getting rid of those pesky categories you don't want in your dataset.
Yeah. I think it's going to help a lot. And then, yes, and I'm really excited about the new stuff in the pipeline around metadata and this categorization, heat maps, tagging, labeling, and so on. So I think there's a lot of cool stuff that we're learning from our users. Basically, as an academic user, I would love to code my own insights. So let's for sure add it.
Academic users, of course, have many this power. They are power users, right? They need to feel in sense of control of the analysis, the data set.
Yeah.
One interesting thing that we are working on that came also from a customer is this metadata, exactly, that you can look at any category and say, I want to know how the customer responses from last month are different from those from the previous quarter before that.
Yeah, that was a great discussion because it's really like showing that if you have a Skimle type category builder thing that you can like really explore the data in terms of what are those categories instead of having to hard code them yourselves. You can then really look at what's emerging in this quarter, what's emerging here. Does it compare versus I think what they were using previously was like hard coding the categories. So you have to read through those thousands of inputs to start to spot that hey, there's something new is trending here. When has it happened and so on. So I think there was a lot to add. To that feature.
And inductively you can detect like what is different between what women say and what men say, and questions like issues like that, right?
And I think it's very important. All these different metadata perspectives also for due diligences and legal work, and to really see that there is kind of different authors of the documents and different types of authors. So it's going to be a good one. So. Are you going to take a break for Christmas? Are you going to build a whole period?
I'm having a very short break to make some gingerbread cookies and make some porridge. But one of my projects now is to really become a power user of Cloud Code during the Christmas break. So that's kind of my hobby. Also, I have a lot of academic papers I need to write. It used to be that I was full-time employee writing these papers, but now it's a hobby I do during my holiday. It seems.
It's a good hobby.
It keeps your because otherwise being a CEO and entrepreneur is not really cognitively stimulating. So you need this kind of intellectual hobby.
That's good. And one thing we forgot to do, like before Christmas, or maybe it's not too late, but we should have partnered with Santa Claus.
Oh yeah,
because he gets like stacks full of qualitative data.
Oh yes.
And he could really look at that, like what are the kind of categories, what are the gaps I have, metadata, is there a difference between, naughty kids and nice kids in terms of the present
Do you have any indirect connections on LinkedIn from your consulting days?
I don't. He's avoiding consultants, I don't know. So if any listener, if you're really in touch with Santa, like if you write him every year and he like sends you stuff back and like you have this kind of strong bond, let us know and we'll
get in touch with him.
Next year we will offer this qualitative analysis.
To wrap up this episode, what are you planning to do on your Christmas break?
We are just meeting a lot of friends and family, and we're going to Jyväskylä up north to meet people.
And you demo Skimle to them, or?
No. And I will write number of academic papers. I will write is 0.
All right. Okay. Maybe I also need to meet other people. Okay. Hey.
Good. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for listening to our Christmas special.
Yes.
And don't be naughty, right?
Or maybe this is the best time of the year because there's like so much to forget from Santa.
He's always thinking analytically about these things.
Very good. All right.
Cheers.
See you.